Hey everybody, welcome back. Thank you for stopping by. This one's just going to be a little news update, some announcement ThrillJoy made over the weekend. Let's just get right into it. Okay, they did release this little teaser earlier today. It is their 1 year anniversary since they did launch in New York Comic Con 2024. Here, as you can see, they did say a little something about Red, Tux, and Blue with their mascots, celebrating Blue's birthday. Like I said, 1 year anniversary. And here, they did announce their first release for the week. Looks like it's going to be their mascot, Red. I'm pretty sure it's a red panda. I still don't know if it's a panda or a fox, to be honest. Either way, she's adorable, and here she is in her little birthday hat, celebrating Blue's birthday. And of course, you can see there, it's limited to 1,000 pieces, with the Ultra at 24 pieces. I think that's like a 1 in 46 chance. Check my math. Not my best subject. But this is cool, and this is fun. At the time of this recording, it is still on the ThrillJoy website. Looks like there is a limit of 6 per order if you are trying to hunt down that hyper chase. Here's a 24 piece. Here's a better look at it with Red, with a little gift for Blue. Tons of surprises. It's fun. I'm ultimately going to pass on this one, I think. But if you're looking for a Red, it's a great time to buy one. And maybe you get lucky with that 24 piece. Here we have Eduardo. It's a fun looking design. Looks like it's from the Foster's Home of Imaginary Friends. Not a show that I watched growing up, but I do know it was popular. And I think Mac with his backpack is the chase. 1 in 6 chance. Like I said, it's not something I watched growing up, so I'm gonna pass on this one. But if it was a good show, let me know in the comments. Maybe I'll start watching it. Who knows? Here's another one they teased early on. They did drop a little bit of a teaser. A lot of people in the comments here thought it was gonna be Moon Knight or the Crow. I actually wasn't sure myself. I thought it would look like Khonshu, so I was kind of in the Moon Knight camp. But it ended up being Bellatrix Lestrange. I guess that was her necklace that they teased. That's a little detail that I was unfamiliar with. Yeah, so she's here, 8,888 pieces, and then she's gonna have Draco Malfoy as the chase, the 1 in 6 chase. Now, I know there's a lot of mixed reviews on having separate characters as the chase. I think sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. If you're a completionist, I know this is a little bit difficult for you. Let me know in the comments below if it's a cool way to do the chase or if it's kind of annoying. Ultimately, she looks great. I think it's a great design. I do think it's a little weird to have Draco as the chase. Maybe they could have done Voldemort or Nagini or something like that. But who knows? They might have some other plans down the line. Let's see how it goes. Another thing announced was the Universal Monster set. Here we can see that Dracula also limited to 8,888 pieces. This one's going to be a little bit more difficult to complete. As you can see, we have the Wolfman as the 1 in 6 chase, and then we have the Invisible Man as the super chase. And here we can get a little closer look at the Wolfman. I think he looks great with his axe. Love the details in these figures. And of course, here's the Invisible Man, limited to 96 pieces. Also a little odd, I thought maybe they should have done their own Invisible Man as a separate line and then have the chase or the super chase of him being totally invisible or see-through. That might have been cool. But again, who knows what they're gonna do down the road. Coming up next is the next wave of the Scott Pilgrim line. I see we have Knives Chow here as the common piece, limited to 5,000 pieces. And then we have Scott Pilgrim Chase. Now this is the same mold they use for their common, so a little bit of a color swap here. Kind of cool to make a little different variation to match the Knives Chow mold. And here we have the 96 piece super chase for Knives Chow. Looks like kind of a color mold swap. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. This one surprised me. It's my second favorite announcement for sure of the weekend. It's such a great movie. We have Gladiator, Russell Crowe, early 2000s, fantastic movie. There he is in his iconic "Are you not entertained?" pose. Fantastic, limited to 5,000 pieces, but to me, this is probably the best chase they've done on this new wave, because we have Maximus in armor. That helmet looks great, the shield, the sword, it looks awesome. I want that chase just for the detail alone. I love the movie. It'd be cool to get it signed one day, but I'm definitely going to go after this one. Next up, for our anime fans, we have Astro Boy, classic anime. Great design. This is a perfect figure for this type of design that ThrillJoy does. Here we can see this one's limited to 7,777 pieces. Here, as you can see, we do have the chase and super chase variations. It looks like the chase is just a kind of a mold switch up. So I think most people would be fine with either or. But for any big Astro Boy fan, I'm sure they're going to want this super chase. Not just because it's limited, but that is a great design. The half and half, the half robotics exposed. Like I said, this is a perfect character for this type of design. It looks cool. I'll probably still pass on this one, but I think that's a great looking super chase. Next up, not to be confused with Dracula, but we do have Garbage Pail Kids. Looks like their second wave. This guy here is called Nasty Nick. Again, not something I'm familiar with. I think he looks fun with his fangs out and everything. And here we can see the chase for this one is going to be New Wave Dave with his mohawk spray paint. This guy's looking for trouble for sure. I think that's a cool little mold. And then we have another super chase attached to this one. Looks like it's Nasty Nick holding a little cupcake with the little back handle. That's adorable. Again, not something I'm familiar with, so probably a pass for me, but that's a fun little chase. Now, before we get to the last announcement, I do want to have two honorable mentions. We did have Ben 10 released during New York Comic Con. He was limited to 6,000 pieces, and he did have Heat Blast as the chase on that one. That's a great looking mold for sure. And he also had a super chase limited to 48 pieces, him with the clear mold. This is kind of what I was saying about the Invisible Man. They could have done something like this, but like I said, they probably have plans on the road. Anyway, back to Ben 10. He did sell out over the weekend. I'm not sure if he's going to show up in retailers, so we'll have to keep an eye out for that, but there's probably a good chance he shows up in one of these shops here. They seem to be doing some business with ThrillJoy. And the other release over the weekend during New York Comic Con was the Masters of the Universe Man at Arms. He was also limited to 5,000 pieces, and here we can see Snake Man at Arms as the chase, 1 in 6. At the time of this recording, it is still available online, but it did say low stock on the other screen. So if you're looking for this one, don't hesitate because it may sell out quickly. One of my favorite announcements over the weekend is Dexter. I love this show so much. The timing makes sense. We just wrapped up Resurrection. That was way better than I thought it would be. If you haven't seen it and you love Dexter, check it out. I think they did a great job. But here he is with this common, with him a little bloody with his butcher's knife, hatchet, whatever you want to call it, getting ready for some cleanup as he does. We can see the chase piece with him and his knife. He's a little bloody. He probably just got done doing what he does. But it's fun. It's definitely a fun chase. Here's the super chase, limited to 96 pieces. It's going to be him with his butcher's knife again in the apron. Looks like just a lot bloodier. So definitely cool. Now, in my opinion, there's not enough of a variation for me to warrant chasing down all of them. I'll be fine with any which one I get. They're all great. Of course, who wouldn't love the 96 piece? But any of these will be great, and I can't wait for these to launch. Definitely going to pick this one up. But that's all the ThrillJoy news we had for you today. Please let me know in the comments below which ones you're excited for, which ones you're picking up. I for sure am going to be picking up that Dexter. I love the show. Any variation will do for me, but I love it. And I'll probably be grabbing a few of the Gladiators looking for that chase. I do love it. The armor, the movie's great. I love the armor chase. It's fantastic. Now, all the figures announced should be releasing November 7th at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 Eastern. So keep that in mind when you're hunting online. If you guys enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much for stopping by. Have a good one.